Afternoon. Dirty trucking. It is currently 2:01 here in Detroit. Haven't left the apartment since I turned in a rental car and pretty much absolutely refused. I'm not going back to catching the bus. There was no reason for me to have to turn in that rental car. The simple fact of the matter is that I'm having all these problems because I'm dealing with people that somehow that are manifesting their dislike of me or my being vocal about issues that shouldn't be going on. You're manifesting your dislike of me through your position in your job. By causing workplace bullying, harassment, problems on the jobs. You've been lying on me. You done found a way to lie to get the rental car removed, knowing what position that would put me in. I had a commenter on here that made a comment. His name was Alabama something. Made a comment that the rent don't care about Hertz. You know what? That is a sarcastic comment. See, some of you get on here and talk to me like you really give a damn. I got one female on here telling me to constantly pay the $140. She's offering to send me the $140, which is weird. I don't know you, lady. And I keep telling you I don't owe this money. And I don't have to prove to you or anybody on here how I don't owe this money because you're not investigating the matter. And matter of fact, here in the city of Detroit, Michigan, they're not even investigating the matter. It's just a report file and they're not doing nothing. I'm just sitting here about to lose my apartment. But see, that's what they do it for. You manifest, you dirty ass, evil ass, motherfucking demon acting ass people. Manifests your dislike of me through your position, through a service, an interaction I have to have with you, or service I'm performing for you, or getting from you. Some meeting I have to have with you, a talk I have to have with you. You manifest as your dislike of me through your goddamn hired, paid position. I'm not the only one this shit happens to. But y'all on here acting like they keep talking about, you always talking about suing. I'm not the only one talking about suing. And matter of fact, when Hertz, it's been revealed to me, I didn't know they'd been sued that much. I'm not the only one suing. You just talking about suing. Nobody has sued on my behalf. And that's strange. I call these attorneys, they hear my story, and they all get ghosted. But it's kind of odd. I'm like, really, what the fuck is going on here? So that commenter made a comment. Rent don't care about Hertz. And I had to respond to that commenter. Don't get on here acting like you give a damn about my rent. Because obviously behind that comment, you don't. It was sarcastic. It was mean. And it was cruel. Because the minute you tell somebody you don't have no job, they already know what's going to happen. It's the middle of the month already. I got bills coming in this week. Bills that's going to amount to probably over $700. I ain't got it. Cable bill, phone bill. I'm sitting there. That's how quick something can happen to you when you lose your income. See, and I got to remind him. Now, he got a picture of a truck on there, so I'm going to assume this dude is a trucker from Alabama. Let me remind you that you just won, and that's for all you truckers out there, you just one trucking problem away from being in the same position I'm in, sitting right here. The only difference between me and you is when it happened, and if you got a nice sizable amount of money saved up when it does. That's the only difference. You just one trucking problem from being like me. A problem to stop your income. A problem to eat up your income. You just one problem away from being me. So you need to be mindful of spitting that venom through your damn comments about me, wishing ill will, throwing in my face about the rent, like I don't know that I don't have my rent for next month. I don't have the money for the bills coming in this week. All I did, I finally got the rent caught up from their last catastrophe. I got the rent caught up this past Tuesday. And all I did was think. I said, what if I get this rent caught up? And they turn around and somehow take this car from me. And lo and behold, the very next day, but you want to tell me they don't hear my thoughts? They ain't fucking with me off of shit I'm thinking? Bullshit. You just one problem away from being me. So don't think you no different. Yes, some of you may have got bank to sit on if something happened like that, 6 months of cash, but you not me. You're not being gang stalked. You don't have people monitoring all your income to know what to do to you and at the moment to do to it. That's going to put a hurting on you. And to these people that's doing that, you gang stalkers, go on and get it out your system. Finish doing what the fuck you going to do to me. And leave me the hell alone. Because you know what? I'm tired of being in this position, sitting here in my motherfucking apartment. Don't know where my money coming from to pay my bills. I've been with Uber since August. And I can date back how many times I've been sitting here in my apartment in this same motherfucking position. Income abruptly stopped because somebody just told me or done something. I got to go bye-bye on the job. I got this job with Uber in August. After being off a job 1 week when I was at that container company in Lincoln Park, when they told me to go bye-bye for complaining about an issue that would have got the company fined, me a ticket. They told me, bye-bye. I've been sitting home 1 week before I took a chance to see if I can get with Uber and get started. And everything was going good. See, everything goes good till motherfuckers find out what you do for work. And these motherfuckers that's fucking with me, when you being gang stalked, it just don't stop until the laws change to make these motherfuckers stop. It ain't gonna stop. I don't give a fuck what job I go on. You can get on here. I got a commenter on here. He just gets a kick out of keeping count of how many jobs I done lost. That's not amusing. I don't wish ill will on nobody. I wouldn't wish what happening to me happen to anybody. But sometimes you can bring that shit on yourself by wishing ill will on somebody that's going through something. I'm going through something right now. And I really don't need to hear comments like, the rent don't care about Hertz. As if you saying, my apartment management don't give a damn that you don't have a rental car. They just want the rent. Which I know that's a true fact. I mean, I don't understand why you talking about it. Do you have $1,800 for my rent? Because that's what it is. 17 something, close to 1,800. Do you have that? No. The entire time I've been staying here, the entire time I've lived in any apartment, I pay my own rent. Going through whatever situation I go through. Now this time, they done fucked my ass. There's no way out of this. I barely had a couple of dollars left when they did that shit. They knew damn well hell they should have extended my rental. They know I don't know. Oh shit. They want me to keep calling, arguing, and complaining and explaining and proving they shit. But when this company, Hertz, has went out of their way to cover up the illegal shit they done here. You took money out of, see, when Hertz take money from you out your account, it has to be authorized. You have to know about the amount. You have to know. They didn't authorize that 140.52. They never authorized that 367.55. I don't even know what it was for, but you generated an invoice to try to make it look like I owed 140.52. When I didn't, they weren't listening. That invoice is the closing out of my original contract. And if they would have paid attention to what I said, that there's another contract that was created on that same day, 12/5, where I paid $288 on that Tuesday to extend my rental, to keep my rental over into the next week. 7 days from the 5th. I mean, that the 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I paid $288 on 12/5 to extend my rental to the 12th. At the time they closed that account out and started my new account, they computer calculated what I had to pay when I was right there. It was $288. And that's what I paid. See, they getting away with some illegal shit is because they don't see where I paid the $288. But it was paid. But you turned around and somehow managed to take $140 out of my account off a closed debit card. That card was closed. It was not a pre-authorized amount. A pre-authorized amount would mean I would know about that amount. It was not a pre-authorized amount. You just took the amount. And it says on the invoice, I owe $0 to pay. And most of y'all act like you've never had an invoice like that before, where they would tally up charges and then at the bottom say this is something you don't have to pay. That means something else has transpired. This is an invoice to notate what transpired. But there's something somewhere else. The reason why you don't owe shit. Which meant there was another invoice number. But those customer service rep bitches didn't want to hear that. I kept telling them this account was closed out. There was another invoice created. It was all on the same day. I paid, you charged me. She told me I kept the car. They were under the impression that I turned the car in on December 5th. And I kept telling her I didn't turn the car in. I came back up there to update my form of payment, where they told me I had to close out the account. The original account, they had to start a new one, which changed my payment date from Monday to Tuesday. I didn't owe for any additional days because of what the supervisor, it was the supervisor and one of the workers at the Hertz location that was seeing to the matter. I didn't owe anything. He informed me that when we created the new contract, change the payment date to Tuesday. What we need from you today is $288 and some change. Are we authorized to charge your card debt? Yes. And they charged it. See, this is how you get caught up in your own scam. But your dislike of me by these people, and that's what you are, these people. That's what I call you, these people. Because that's what you are. You sit behind your computer and you cause these problems because you know I'm a targeted gang stalking victim. So I'm to expect this treatment on any job. I'm to expect to get there and it go wonderful. And then all of a sudden when somebody find out I'm there or somebody on the job realize I'm the gang stalking victim, the bullshit starts. And it's always mimicking what happened to me at Warren Truck. The exact same thing happened here at Uber. You put me off my job for 6 days, told me a rider said something. Where we heard that from? When I called the do not rent list department to inquire about why I'm on the do not rent list this week, she's already laughing, getting on the phone. I asked, is there something funny? She said, my coworker told me something. Where have we heard that from? This just a warning to you all that's be making these negative comments. And I'm just putting it out there. These individuals that's involved with what's happening to me here, what happened with me with that car, and what's going on with me with Uber is on YouTube. They are on my site. Pay attention to any comments. Read what they're talking about. They seem to somehow know either in advance what's about to happen or already know what happened. And some of them have a little bit more detail of it. Watch the comments. These individuals are already on my YouTube. They want to get on here and pretend like they want to help me. Then the rest of them got those sarcastic comments. At any moment, you could be just like me. Don't ever think that you could have a bank account of money, full of money, and don't end up like me. Don't ever think that. Be careful who you wish ill on. I'm out here trying to get this shit to stop. They on here trying to keep it going, continuing. They like this shit. They don't want it to stop. Gang stalking is illegal. Workplace bullying is going on here. And it's been going on every job I've been on. They had no reason to force me. I was forced to turn in that car because that bitch told me I had to pay $140.52, but neglected to tell me where. They department don't take the payment. And then I called the vehicle extension department back at Hertz. They not trying to take the payment. That's how I knew this was a lie. Show me on your computer where it showed after all this time that I owed $140.52. And let me see, December, January, February, March, April. 4 months later, this just happened to come about. All this time I've been making payments. All this time I've been talking to the rental location. All this time I've been talking to the vehicle extension department. This do not rent list shit started 3 weeks ago. When that rental agreement changed. And I Googled something because the car on that rental agreement was an EV. It was one of those EV cars. And I Googled something about the CEO of Hertz and something going on with him and those EV cars that he ordered. He tried to force people to get these EV cars and they didn't want them. And now something is going on. I'm tired of you mixing me up in my shit. You changed my rental agreement to look like I didn't have that car. That car wasn't on there. That car wasn't on there. There's no rental location. You get a car rental agreement that you end up driving off the location with the wrong car on the rental agreement. That don't happen. But that shit does happen when you dealing with a rental company that's been accused of reporting their car stolen. Now make sense of what just happened. My bill was paid up. When I walked in that office on 12/5, my rental contract was due to renew on December 4th. We couldn't renew it because I had to close the card out. So I had to come in Tuesday and add a new form of payment, which meant they had to close the contract out. And I'm not going to keep explaining this shit to fucking idiots. I done filed reports, computer crime reports. Nobody's doing shit. And I run across a young lady video on here talking about the bankman stole her inheritance. She contacted the FBI and all this other stuff. And now she says her life is in danger. That there's some corruption going on with the agency she reported it to. Now, I don't know what the fuck going on here in Michigan. I know it's gang stalking, workplace bullying. You've been doing this shit for years. But you're not doing nothing. You tell me to file these complaints. You're not doing shit. Only thing I see you doing is watching me, following me. That's all I see you doing. So, because they have put me in this position, I told you I'm not catching the bus no more. I'm not walking nowhere because there's no reason I don't have a car. Hertz need to contact me right now. Said, we've discovered our error. We have a car waiting for you. Don't worry about the payment for this week because we've inconvenienced you. You could have made any kind of offer to rectify this, but you didn't. You let me sit here knowing as the days and weeks go by, I don't have any income. The first is due to be here in just a little over 2 weeks. I ain't got no money. Cable bill due this week. Phone bill due. All that shit about to get cut off. I'm not finna spend the last little dollars I got trying to keep that on. And once that communication get cut off, I ain't got to be worried about you no more. Doing shit to try to lure me out the apartment because you done fucked up. Then after the fact, after this shit go down, you want to say, how did this happen? You knew how it happened in the first place. I've been calling you the whole fucking time to straighten this shit out. And I couldn't believe the rental location. Didn't even want to look into it. Had a new young boy sitting there at the desk talking about we can't go that far back. What the fuck you mean you can't go that far back? You went that far back to generate this invoice. The fuck? I got the car from you. Your computer system. The fuck you mean you can't go that far back? Yes, you can. All they had to do was put in the original contract number. Bam! It's right there in your fucking face. Talking about what they can't do. You created a bill I didn't owe out of the blue. Talking about what you can't do. You created a bill that I don't owe, and it says I don't owe, out of the fucking blue, and forced me to turn that car in. Then had the nerve to tell me that I had to pay the bill. Your only two options is to turn the car in, or we're going to come tow it. Then had the nerve on top of that to tell me she reported me to the credit bureau for a bill I don't owe. I said, bitch, if you did, I'm suing the fuck out of you. Because it says on the bill, amount to pay. I can't write in 140.52. It says amount to pay. 0. How you tabulated 140.52 in the first place, I don't know. Because as of the 5th, I was in there to extend my car rental. That week that invoice is generated was paid already. I had already paid $285 for that week that ended. My week really ended on December 4th. My car was paid up. I was coming in there to extend the car, but we couldn't because of the fraudulent activity on Hertz Park taking money out my account. So we had to go in there, close out the account, and generate it. If that outsourced motherfucking bitch customer service rep had listened, she'd heard what I was saying. That the account was closed. There was another account created. It's all on the same day. There was a payment of $288 made on December 5th, bitch. Talking about I owe $140. I don't owe shit. But this is what happens. This is what they do. This is workplace bullying. You want to see me lose my apartment? Well, we finna lose my apartment. I'm going to sit here. I'm not looking for another job. I'm not going back to trucking. I'm not doing anything. There's no reason I should be sitting here right now without my rental car. I'm not doing anything. So let it happen what you wanted to happen. And while it's happening, I'm going to keep making me videos about who's the reason I'm about to end up homeless. Who's the reason I don't have income coming in? Who's the responsible for all this shit? You think I'm going to just let it happen and not say shit? No, bitch. I'm putting you on Front Street that you did this shit. Stupid bitch.